wearing like eyebrows, eye makeup, and lipstick, but nothing on my skin. And as you can tell from the title of this video, I just want to inform everyone that this is kind of the solution I've found for managing my acne, which is a low-carb, high-fiber diet. So for example, for breakfast today, I have these chicken thighs and cabbage with like kimchi on it, like the kimchi liquid is like kind of like drizzled onto the cabbage. I just wanted to get right straight to the point. The rest of this video, if you want to keep watching, is just me kind of like journeying through and trying to fine-tune my food intake and observing and experimenting how it interacts with my acne. And so like all the spots on my face right now, I feel like I can probably, I'm 95% certain that they're from deviating from this diet. So if you eat processed food or something that like kind of deviates from the whole food and low carb, high fiber with like a balance of all your macros, like protein, fat, carb, then that's when I get spots. And I just, yeah, I've struggled with acne since I was 10 years old, so I really wanted to get this information out there that this is finally something that I have found actually works to solve the problem, basically. As long as I stick to the foods that are good for me. As for like eczema and my other skin issues, I still don't know exactly like what, but for me, getting the acne under control is the most important to me. For all the other clips in this video, I'm like barefaced with chapped lips, so if you truly want to accept me for me, just letting you know, this is the video for that, because all those other clips, I obviously had different priorities on my mind when I was filming them, so I did not make myself presentable to the camera. Hey jujubes, so I am trying out this thing called fasting. And I have actually done a longish fast before. Right now I'm at this mark. You can see I'm at the 1 day and 15-hour mark right now. It's pretty fun and interesting to try because right now I'm dealing with acne breakouts that I don't want to be dealing with. And so I'm hoping that fasting will help to heal that. Let's see, on this app, let's see what's my record amount. The longest I have ever done is 2 days and 1 hour. Okay, so I'm not yet there. I have not beat my record yet because I'm only at 1 day and 15 hours. It'd be nice if I beat my record, and yeah, because I feel like my skin does, like the texture does feel a little bit better. You can still see that there's little spots there, but overall, when I woke up today, I felt like if I feel with like the back of my hand, it feels kind of smoother, so that's really nice. Yeah, so I want to know if fasting is gonna give me clear skin or not. Maybe. How do people do this thing? I'm hoping, fingers crossed, and praying. Yeah, I think if it does give me clear skin, then that's really something that's really good to know as a tool. I can like utilize that for when I do want to have skin healing. I also actually had a skin biopsy done because I've had a rash. I don't know if it's triggered from COVID or from the COVID vaccine, but I've had this rash. So I got it biopsied, which means they kind of like cut a huge hole out of me. So that wound is also healing, and today I applied some vitamin A and D ointment on it, which is basically just like, it's like Vaseline, and then it's used for like healing tattoos and stuff. It's actually a tattoo healing ointment. So I applied that, and hopefully it won't scar as badly as she said it would. The woman who did it on me, who did the biopsy, the dermatologist, she said it would scar. I'd rather not. But yeah, I did want to get it done just so I can have like more understanding and more knowledge about about this rash. They did it like on my back, like here. So it's kind of like whenever I move, I can kind of feel the wound. I think fasting kind of puts me in a good mood. I don't know. My mood is just always better when I'm fasting. Oh, that's very dark. Should I do the ring light so that you can see how awful I look? Okay, so it's like... Oh, I forgot my phone died. My battery drains really fast. I think it's because I really need to replace my phone, but I'm too cheap to replace it. Isn't this so cute? Hamtaro ice skating. Anyway, it's past midnight. I don't have the time. Wait, actually I do have the time if I look on my... It's 12:29 a.m. I had a nap earlier, but then I had to get up and... This is TMI, but I had to diarrhea. I've been having a lot of that for the last 10 days. I think it's because I took a lot of magnesium, and magnesium can be a laxative. It might also be because since I'm fasting right now, I took some like low salt, which is potassium and sodium, and apparently that could also be a laxative. I also took FOS supplements like yesterday, which is like fructo-oligo something saccharides, which is supposed to help to feed like the good bacteria or something. I probably took too much of that. So today I just was supplement free. So I'm hoping tomorrow I will not be having such terrible bowel movements. Another thing I struggle with when I'm fasting is insomnia. I mean, I normally struggle with insomnia even when I'm not fasting, so that's fun. But especially when I'm fasting. But I really still do want to see it through, especially since I told you guys that I wanted to... So far, I have actually beat my record. I've gone past 2 days and 1 hour. I think I'm around 2 days and 5 hour mark right now. But I was thinking of going for at least 3 days is the goal. But so today I've done a lot of like food prepping for when I do get to break my fast. I want to like break it with a bone soup that my mom made, and I also made some rice congee because I feel like eventually when I do break my fast, it would be good to eat something that like binds, you know? So yeah, I'm just waiting for that rice congee to cool down right now so that I can put it in the fridge. You know, it's an achievement. I should pat myself on the back. I did break my previous record. I'm a record-breaking queen. So I did actually end up stopping my fast at the 73-hour mark, and then I had like a normal-ish day of eating, but then a lot of my symptoms came back, like stuffy nose, allergies, and I got like 2 more zits. So now I'm trying to be more selective about what I eat and do kind of like an elimination diet in a sense. And so today I've only had like eggs and homemade beef jerky, and that has worked well for me. I've not had any allergies or skin issues from those 2 foods, so I'm gonna just do that for today, and I don't know, maybe I'll like test a few others, but I think that this might be a good way to figure out some of my food triggers for my issues, because when I was fasting there was kind of like an almost immediate effect, like kind of like 3-ish hours into the fast, my nose cleared up. Like normally I have a stuffy nose, which I've decided I want to not have anymore. But yeah, so like when I was fasting, it cleared up pretty fast. So I think that there are certain foods that I'm going to be able to eat without triggering some of these symptoms. And so far I have cleared eggs and my homemade beef jerky. So I'm gonna see what other foods I can tolerate without any symptoms. Okay, so I don't really know if my logic makes sense, but it makes sense to me. So since I did that 73-hour fast and my skin was starting to clear up within that, once I stopped doing that and like included other foods, I could tell that I was getting breakout again. When I went into the fast, like within 2 hours of the fast, my rhinitis cleared up. So like my congestion in my nose, and that's to do with my allergies, right? So then I thought, okay, so that means my inflammation kind of clears up around 2 hours into a fast. So then I thought, I need to find foods that give the same effect. So that's why yesterday I had those eggs, and then I have my homemade beef jerky, and those like 2 hours, I measured like 2 hours after that. Did I have any inflammation in my nose, like congested nose or anything? And I did not, so that's why I said those were like safe foods. And so, but I also tested it with millet, which is a grain, and half an hour after I ate millet, I started to sneeze. I had congestion, so I also started getting breakout, like acne breakout on my face. So then I thought, okay, millet is definitely not a safe food for me. But then I tried cooked apple, and then I tried cooked broccoli, and both of those, my nose was clear, then my nose passages were clear. This is kind of like a mini elimination trial, or I don't know, like an elimination diet, but this is kind of like a fast version of it because it's like 2 hours, like measuring 2 hours after I ate the food if I have any reaction to it. So it's kind of like measuring if I have any allergic reaction to it. And I feel like this methodology is kind of working and it makes sense to me. So I'm going to keep trying it with other foods, but I'm going to stay away from grains because millet gave me a bad reaction. So no grains. I was thinking one of my favorite foods is actually, well, I've cut out nuts for a while now, but one of the things that I really want to try is pistachios. Oh, and another thing I'm doing is I'm going to try to only eat like a one ingredient thing. So like whatever thing I eat, it has to be that thing is the only ingredient. So like if I get a bag of pistachios, it should be like roasted pistachios, salted or something, and that's it. Like no other ingredients, because I can't, like, I don't think I can isolate the ingredient. It has to be isolated. But that's kind of hard to do. So yeah, hopefully I can keep my allergies clear and my skin clear at the same time. I feel like it could be because of something called cross-reactivity, because when I got my environmental allergies test, it did say I am allergic to grass pollen and tree pollen, so that could explain why millet didn't agree with me, because it's similar to grass. I have to do more research into those like proteins and pollens and whatever, and how that actually works, because I would love to be able to eat bread and stuff. Like, I don't want to give up bread. Okay, so I know I didn't update in a while, but I think I've kind of figured things out because I read a lot, and so I think one of the key things for improving your skin is to have a lot of raw vegetables. And guess what? I made this lasagna, which has beans, which is another thing that can maybe help, because the idea... Anyway, this lasagna that I made is really good. I put a lot of sour cream on it because I love sour cream, but the idea is you have to balance your carbs and your fat. So you have to have a lot of fat with the carbs. So if you eat like a raw vegetable, you need to add oil onto it, like olive oil preferably. And it helps a lot. And that's what I've been doing today and yesterday, and I think it has been helping. So I'm going to keep doing it. Okay, so guys, maybe you guys can't tell, but a lot of the acne has gone away, and I'm just left with still, like, I have these red marks because of the spots are healing. But I'm really excited that like this is like kind of the first time in a while that a lot of these like tiny closed comedones have actually gone away. Like, I don't know if you want to see up close, but like this, just the texture, like if I touch here, instead of feeling those little closed comedone bumps, it feels flouncy, it feels bouncy, it feels smooth, which is just crazy. And I think it's because of like raw veggies, raw carrots, because I think the mechanism they work is that they help to keep your bowel movements regular. And also I think that you do need to have a little bit of carbs. So maybe like when you have carbs, you need to balance them with a fat. So for example, if you, I mean, I guess I have been eating raw carrots by themselves also, but like, for example, if you made a salad, if you add olive oil onto it, it does help with the absorption of, I don't know what it is, but it helps with something that gives you the right nutrition. So basically you have to balance like your macros, your carb, your fat, your protein. And I've also been avoiding, I don't know if this is like the reason or anything because I haven't tested reintroduction of these, but I've been avoiding soy, corn, and rice just in case those trigger me. I don't know if they do or not, but it's just because in the past I've already tried diet as a remedy for my acne, and in the past I tried no oil, no salt, no added sugar, no wheat, no gluten, vegan, so no dairy, and no meat. So that's like 8 things I excluded, right? So I know that that diet did not work for me. So that means I could probably have dairy. So I've still been having dairy. I've still been having sugar. I've still been having wheat and gluten. Because the reason is because, like I said, like when I cut those those 8 things out, okay, this sounds really complex, but when I cut those out, there was no change in my skin, acne-wise. So that's why I thought this time, if I do have meat, and I do have dairy, and I do have wheat and gluten, then yeah, because they're probably not the things that are triggering me, is my point. So I have actually been having wheat, gluten, sugar, dairy, cheese. I've been eating those still. And so the fact that my skin has gotten better means that I can have those things, which is, wait, that's so cool. Like, hallelujah. It's kind of weird because everyone on the internet says you need to like get rid of sugar, you need to get rid of dairy, you need to get rid of fruits, or I don't know. But I've been having those, and it's not those. So the only things I'm concerned about is that I do need to reintroduce eventually to see if they affect me are soy, corn, and rice, because I've been avoiding those. And another thing I've been avoiding actually is processed food ingredients. So when I look at the thing, so if it has like wheat, salt, sugar, and those are the only 3 ingredients, then I ate it. But if it has like other stuff like that I don't know, like if this bread loaf has other things where I don't know what that is, then I don't buy it and I don't eat it. So like I don't know if that's like affecting anything at all, but yeah. So I've just been trying to cut down on the additives and preservatives and stuff. And I still, like, as you can see, I still have eczema. So I still have a long way to go, a lot of more scientific experimentation to go, where I'm trying to figure these things out and figure out my diet. But this is just what I've learned this month, and I'm just like shocked that it's worked. So the increased intake of raw veggies has actually helped a lot. Also, I've been taking betaine HCl to increase my stomach acid, and this thing called fructooligosaccharides. because they're also a prebiotic fiber to feed the bacteria. And I've been eating like kimchi, but honestly, I don't think those are like, I mean, they do help because they help with the bowel movements. I've also been eating carbonated water, drinking it because it helps with my bowel movements. And so those are all things that I've been doing that help a lot. I know it seems all over the place, but I'm actually seeing results, and my battery is dying. I don't know, I'm just really happy that I'm actually seeing results. Like, this is like, these stubborn little closed comedones have basically been here, like on this side, for like a year since I went off of Diane. And the fact that they're not there right now, or at least some of them are not there anymore, that's like really good, because they were so stubborn and I had no idea how to get rid of them. I thought maybe it was because I was having dairy, maybe it was because I was doing this or doing that, but now I know it's doesn't have anything to do with that. I just needed more raw carrots or something, or raw kale, or raw like other veggies. Who would have thought? Like, you know, when I was vegan, I hate salad, right? I was a vegan who hated salad. So now I'm having to eat salad, so it's like whatever. I'm starting to like it now, but yeah, that's funny, right? I don't know. But this is just what I've been observing, and I still need to improve my eczema with I don't know what, but it's just crazy that these little tiny ones went away so fast as soon as I made some of these changes and increased a lot of my raw veggie intake. I think that another reason why they work is because they're protective, so even if you eat some sugar or something, like something about the raw veggies helps. And I'm also just doing the outro here too. This is the solution I found. I want to just put that at the beginning of the video because I hate whenever I watch videos, I hate when they don't get to the real bee's knees. Is it the bee's knees? I hate when they don't get down to business until the very end, so you have to like watch the whole video until the very end. So I'm just going to put my solution at the beginning, and now here we are at the end of the video. And if you're all the way here, what does that thing YouTubers say? If you got all the way to the end of the video, you can comment cabbage onto the video comments, so I know you got to the very end. If you really want to see close up of my face, I do have an active spot here, and these are all kind of like healing-ish, but overall, for example, if I covered my face with makeup right now, I feel like the texture is kind of smooth, which is like saying a lot, because the main thing for me is not necessarily like the colors, like the redness or the red, like hyperpigmentation and stuff. But for me, the most important thing about skin is having a smooth, bouncy texture, like a supple skin texture. That's really important to me. And I feel like I'm really on my way to that. And you might not be able to tell because I'm not wearing any skin makeup, but the texture is so much better. And it's all because of an increase of fiber. Wow, crazy. Crazy. I'm really happy I found finally something that works for me. And technically I don't really have any food restrictions, which is really good too also. I just have to like really only a tiny bit when I do indulge and not binge it. That's key, because when I do binge, that's how I got this one, I think. It's because I had these crackers and I really can't stop myself. I just eat a whole box of crackers. I have no self-control, so I really cannot buy crackers anymore. Or if I do, I have to like really previously portion them out somehow, or like stop myself. But I'm not disciplined when it comes to crackers, apparently. That's how I got this one. Crackers. Crackers and cheese. My kryptonite. It's because I was watching Love is Blind. When you're like binge watching something, I have a tendency to also binge eat at the same time. So, yeah. That's not good. Thanks, Jujubes, for watching. And I really, really hope this cures everyone's acne in the whole world, because it's not natural to have acne and it's a disease. And I wish people were more understanding about it instead of just being like, oh my god, I can't believe you have that, you know? Like, it's a problem with sensitivities in your diet to whatever it is that you've been eating, but it's not your fault, because there's like literally no education about this. So how would you know that that's why you're struggling? So yeah, I really want no one to be victims to acne any longer. Increase your fiber, change your gut microbiome. That's the key. Okay. Bye, Jujubes.